Hello. So my name is Lily, and I am with Spanish Gap Year here, and I just wanted to do a quick live to talk about our programs. So here I'm just going to share my screen real quick so that I can show you all a bit about this. Awesome. So just to get started real quick, my name's Lily. I'm the program leader at Spanish Gap Year with Avancha, who is our program director. We are your support team when you're in Spain. We do things, we keep you updated on different events going on, and we're the people who are there with you throughout your gap year. So we do a gap semester program, which is a 3-month long program, which is a 1 month of traveling around Spain and then 2 months of being in Barcelona and choosing your own pathway and being able to kind of tailor your experience to your interests. And the summer program is a 1 month program, 4 weeks. You travel all over Spain and you enjoy different activities and cooking classes and personal growth, and it's really awesome. And then we also offer customized school tours, which we'll get more into later. So just to talk a little bit about Spanish Gap Year. Spanish Gap Year was, we started creating programs in 2021, and we've been open creating programs and with kids from all ages, from about 18 to 25. And we have some summer programs, we have gap year programs, we have kind of all of the above. So when you're on a Spanish gap year, we do a lot of adventures and different things. We do fun things like this, like zip lining, we do hiking, we do like this, which is like so cool. I don't even know the word in English for this, but it's pretty awesome what we do. We try to bring in adventure into everything that we do to make it as fun and exciting as possible for everybody. We also do a lot of Spanish language learning. We do a lot of, every week we have a group session that's catered to a different topic where we just build soft skills. We talk about things like personal growth, personal accountability. We talk about maintaining healthy habits while abroad. We just try to make sure that you're having that self-reflection and self-awareness throughout your time abroad so that you get the most out of it. So to go on to what we're going to talk about today, today we're going to talk a little bit about the gap semester and the pathways. So that's the 3 months. We're also going to talk about the Future Leaders Competition. So one of the pathways that you can take during your gap semester is all about entrepreneurship. And we do this huge, amazing entrepreneurship program and competition and project. It's really, really cool. And in order to make it extra cool, we invite people all over Barcelona to come and join us for that competition. So we also offer that as a separate program, that Future Leaders Competition, if you're interested in just doing the entrepreneurship program without the rest of the gap year. We also have the summer and the school tours, which is super fun, and questions and answers at the very end. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Going on to a gap semester in Spain. These are 3-month-long programs. We offer them in the spring and the fall. They're from ages 18 to 22, again with 1 month of traveling all over Spain. It's super fun. We go to places like Seville, Salamanca, Madrid, San Sebastian. We go to day trips to France, Portugal, Cadiz. It's really incredible. And that first month is, a lot of the students say that the first month they really feel like they're growing so much. And although it's so much traveling and they love it, they're like, wow, like I walked away from that a different person. So the first month is super fun. The second month is when they kind of get to settle down, find their own rhythm in Spain. This is when you really start to feel like a local because you hang out in one space and you stay there and you get to know, you'll walk to work, you'll walk back. If you do an internship, there's also options for volunteering and different things, but we'll get into all the pathways in a little bit. So we offer college credit. If you are interested, you can opt in. You can you can gain about up to 12 college credits during your gap year. So this is not just a break in life. This is continuing to grow and develop yourself and to gain college credit all while doing so. Build your resume. Throughout the gap year, we give you prompts and we help you create your resume. We help you learn how to communicate your gap year in a helpful way so that you can walk away and be like, hey, I took a gap year for these reasons, and these are what I have to show for it. These are the accomplishments that I've walked away from my gap year with. So it's more than just a break. We also get creative, personalized, and artistic pathways and activities. Even if you don't choose an artistic pathway, we still do a lot of art, and we still have a lot of creative sessions throughout our group sessions and our individual sessions. So we try to weave in art and creativity into everything that we do. We also have personalized support, coaching, and cultural immersion. So the personalized support is me. I'm on the ground with you throughout that whole first month. And then, so those second 2 months will be in Barcelona, and you'll have support from me. You'll have support from my team members too in Barcelona. So we really try to make sure that you are as supported as possible so that you can take the most out of your gap year. So where we go during our time. So we start off in Madrid. We land in Madrid. We spend one night there in a hostel. It's different between our spring and our fall programs, but I'm going to give you kind of the rundown for what our fall programs would look like. So we land in Madrid, and then we spend one night there before we hop on a train to go to Seville, which is such a gorgeous city. You're going to love it so much. I actually did a study abroad there when I was in university. It's gorgeous. So we'll spend about 1 week in Seville, where you'll fall in love with the Southern culture. We'll do flamenco classes, visit the theater. It's absolutely amazing in Seville. And then while we're in Seville, we're going to take a day trip to a smaller town called Cadiz, which is right on the coast. It's absolutely gorgeous too, but I'm a little biased. I think all of these places are gorgeous. We'll learn about the agricultural history of sherry wine. We'll visit the beaches. It's super nice. And then after a week in Seville, we'll make our way over to Salamanca. We'll spend 1 week in Salamanca, where we'll learn about the Spanish history. We'll take biking tours. We'll learn all about the supernatural legends in the city. It's pretty cool. And during our time in Salamanca, we will take a day trip to a town called Miranda de Douro, Portugal, where we'll learn about Portuguese cuisine. We'll take a boat tour down the Douro River. We'll even visit a nearby donkey sanctuary, which is always so much fun. And then we'll spend a week and then we'll spend a week in Madrid, where we'll learn all about the artistic history of the city. We'll visit museums. We'll participate in creative workshops. We'll also be visiting the Royal Palace there. And then after a week in Madrid, we'll be heading over to San Sebastian. This is in the region that Arancha is actually from. So it is an amazing region of Spain called the Basque Country. You'll learn all about the cuisine and the food. Most people who go on their gap year say that this is one of the best places for food. We'll learn about pink shows. We'll have pottery, cooking classes, Basque sports. And during that time there, we'll have a day trip over to France, where we will go surfing, which will be super exciting. And throughout this, we weave in adventure through activities like horseback riding, zip lining, lots of things, hiking, mountain climbing, everything, to try to make sure that, we're bringing that learning into a physical thing too. We'll settle into Barcelona then for 2 months as we dive into your pathway and find your rhythm. And we'll talk more about what you'll be doing in Barcelona as we learn more about the pathways that you'll be doing. So we offer 3 pathways on our gap semester. This is still the 3-month program, the 3 pathways, 1 program. So you're all together no matter what pathway you do. The first option is an internship pathway. This is a full-time internship, and you still participate in your Spanish classes, cultural activities, weekend excursions, all of the stuff that everybody else participates in, but you're just doing a full-time internship while that's all going on. So this is great if you're looking for the best option for hands-on job experience, if you really want to get your hands in on your industry and learn more about what career you might want to take. If you're interested in entrepreneurship and innovation, you can take our entrepreneurship pathway. That's a part-time internship with the entrepreneurship project and competition in the afternoons. So you'll enjoy internships in the mornings. These can be anything based on your industry. We offer internships in industries, everything from biology to musical theater. We offer internships in a wide variety of industries. We'll be in Barcelona during that time, and Barcelona has truly everything. So whatever you find your interest in, we can help you find the best internship for you, for those interests. So those are for the internships and the internship pathway and the entrepreneurship pathway. But for the entrepreneurship pathway, you'll do your internship in the morning, and then you have entrepreneurship case competition in the afternoon. We'll also have the Spanish classes, cultural activities, everything else that everybody's with. So even though you're doing these separate pathways, you're still in a cohort and you're still really in that close-knit group throughout your time. And then the third pathway is the special interest pathway. This is a great opportunity if you are interested in taking an internship or volunteering, but you also want to do something niche and you want to do something fun that's really catered to your interests. So you can either do a part-time internship or part-time volunteering work, and then add in creative classes or sports or dance, whatever you're interested in. So a lot of people in the past have done a part-time internship with creative classes, a part-time internship with sports, part-time volunteering with sports. We've even had people interested in doing a full-time volunteering. So the options are really endless for this. And we can obviously cater your internship to the industry that you're interested in, but we can also cater the volunteering to what you're interested in. If you really want to volunteer in social impact, animal shelters, again, Barcelona is a great city because the options really are endless. So some examples of past internships. I could sit here and list off all of the different industries that we can offer, but I think that it's best to just give you examples of some of the people that we've had in the past and what their experiences were. We've had Sophie doing a biological engineering internship. She was on the internship pathway, so that's a full-time internship she did at the Institute of Barcelona. She worked on fabricating organ-on-a-chip layers and microfluidics in PMMA. I visited her in her internship and she tried to explain it to me, and she is just so bright and smart, and I know nothing about science. So it was really, really incredible to see her in her zone and learning all about biology throughout her internship. She was able to participate in different studies, being able to do her own experiments, go into the lab almost every single day at her internship. And she was also offered a position to continue her internship in the spring for the chance to get her name published on the experiment that they were working on. So that's pretty cool. Sophie also participated in a hackathon during her internship, which was hosted by one of the companies that she worked with. She competed against 65 candidates to win a grant for a project in biological engineering. So these candidates were mostly like master's students, graduates, PhD students, and Sophie was fresh out of high school. She had one internship before, and then she came on her gap year, and she and her team, her partner, won and received funding and will be beginning their project this spring in Barcelona. So that's pretty amazing. And this is just a testament to the opportunities that come up during your gap semester in Spain, because we really try to make sure that we don't see this as just 3 months for you. We see this as 3 months of giving you opportunities and communities, and giving you as many different pathways as you can during your gap semester to be able to continue this learning and to be able to have as many opportunities as you're interested in, if you would like to come back in the spring, like Sophie did. Another example is Maya. Maya was a marketing and development intern at a company in Barcelona. She was on the entrepreneurship pathway. She gained hands-on experience in the business through her marketing and development internship. It was all about gamification of a corporate coaching activity. So she was able to even use some of her coding skills too. So she did that in the morning. And then in the afternoons, she launched a sustainable business model with a group of peers through the Future Leaders case competition. So the Future Leaders case competition is throughout your time in Spain, but it's in the afternoons. And in the afternoons, you meet with students from all over the world in Barcelona, and you work on an entrepreneurial project. You learn about entrepreneurship first, obviously, and the pillars of it, and what's good, and how to make it work the best. And then you launch a sustainable business model through the case competition. So you receive mentorship from industry leaders. We have a lot of public speaking events where you learn how to public speak. We also have a lot of speaking events where we bring in guest speakers and you get to learn about people who've been in the industry. We also have interactive workshops with prestigious universities in Barcelona. We try to make sure that you are in the community as much as you can so that if you do decide to then launch your sustainable business afterwards, that you have the resources to be able to do so. We also, and then at the very end, we do an investor pitch, which is Shark Tank style. So everybody gets up, they introduce their business, they talk about the pillars of their business, they talk about the statistics, and then the investors get to decide who wins the investment prize, which is a 1,000 euro prize at the end of it. But that's not where it stops. A lot of the teams walk away from the competition and continue to create their business. One team from a past year even spoke with one of the investors, because we bring real investors to these pitches. We bring people who are truly interested in investing their own money into these companies. So one of our past teams actually got an investment from one of the investors at the pitch, and that investment was of 45,000 euros. So we try to make this as real as possible for you so that you can truly turn your entrepreneurial ventures into a real life interest after this. And then talking about a special interest pathway. So Lauren participated in the special interest pathway with photography classes. She also did scientists. So during her internship in the mornings, she worked on sustainability and regenerative agriculture. She was even able to publish some articles and blog posts on this. She was able to create some eye-catching presentations and learn more about sustainability. And then in the afternoons, she participated in photography classes, which was photography classes with people from all over Spain, and even people like her who was an expat. And she was able to learn a little bit about the industry that she was interested in going into, while also enjoying some classes in an interest that she was, or a hobby that she was really interested in. So that's an example of the special interest pathway. And here's just some photos of your time in Spain, what it might look like. We do a whole lot of cooking classes in every single region that we will travel to. We will do a cooking class so that you can learn about the traditional cooking, the traditional cuisine. This is a picture of some of the surfing that we'll be doing, especially in France. We visit rooftops to be able to see the top of the city, especially in Madrid. It is necessary because it is such a big city. It's hard to understand how big it is if you're not on top of it. We do lots of hiking. We explore the cities. So yeah, just some photos. And now going on to our Future Leaders case competition. So this is where we put you in international, multidisciplinary teams with university students. This is hands-on startup experience for real-world business models. We give you lots of mentors to make sure that you're collaborating with entrepreneurs and industry experts, and then it all finalizes in a Shark Tank style pitch to real investors and founders. So throughout the Future Leaders case competition, we teach you practical skills in leadership, teamwork, public speaking, communication, adaptability, And throughout it, you're actually learning through this hands-on experience. You're learning the physical pillars of business. A lot of gappers walk away from this and say, wow, I went to university for business after this, and we were learning things in my university that I had already learned through the Future Leaders Case competition. But I just learned it through the Future Leaders Case competition through actually experiencing it. And then I was able to go to university and learn about the actual theories behind it. So it really melds well together. So some of the highlights of the Future Leaders Case competition is that there's the live judging panel, there's the startup style challenge, there's lots and lots of opportunities for networking with people in Barcelona. We offer lots of feedback throughout the process with your mentors, and it's just a great experience for your resume, for portfolios, university applications, etc. So if you are interested in doing this pathway on your gap semester, then you just opt into the entrepreneurship pathway. If you want to participate in this competition outside of the gap semester, that is completely possible. And we can do that, and we can add on available opportunities like accommodation, travel, and more. So if you're already in Barcelona and you're interested in this, it is an 800 euro program, and with those 800 euros, you get 3 months of learning, activities, workshops, all of the above. It's very fun. And then if you're interested in more opportunities or more add-ons like accommodation, travel, any of that, we can totally help you with that. So now going into our summer program. So these are for ages 15 to 18. This is an opportunity to travel across Spain for 4 weeks from June to July, bring history and culture through interactive learning, all of that stuff. It's really awesome. We travel to places like Granada, Madrid, San Sebastian, and Barcelona. We do lots of cooking classes. We enjoy festivals. We do Spanish classes too to improve your language skills. It's a structured itinerary where we really focus on exploration, education, and fun. So it's a great way to just enjoy Spain and get a taste of it for a month over the summer throughout your high school experience. And then maybe if you're interested in coming back for 3 months later after you're done with high school, then you can continue your journey there. So some optional add-ons throughout your summer program are sports camps, creative courses, Spanish language intensives, volunteering, art workshops, community impact. These are all things that we do some form of activity in, whether that's in sports or Spanish language or volunteering. We do these activities throughout our time in Spain. But if you're interested in doing a specific add-on so that you can spend, if you're really interested in sports and you really want to have that be one of the highlights of your summer, then we can add that on and tailor your schedule to that experience. So we also have custom school tours. So these are tailored to curriculum, goals, and interests. If you are an educator or a teacher and you're interested in bringing your students on a school tour in Spain, we can do that. We can align it to the educational goals and student interests. These are year-round, so you can do them anytime. We can talk and we can propose dates, and we can talk about a time that fits your schedule and your students' schedules best. This is usually created with Spanish lessons and lots of cultural explorations, but again, we can tailor this to your curriculum. This includes transfers, accommodation, and guided experiences all throughout. Day trips are offered to UNESCO sites like Segovia, El Escorial, or Avila. So this is just a great opportunity if you really want to build learning into your experience. Some activities that you can do throughout your time on the school tour, if you're interested. We can do lots of Spanish lessons throughout to improve language skills for your students. We can do artistic workshops, cooking classes, urban art tours, flamenco classes, scavenger hunts, lots of historical walking tours for whenever we travel to a new city, cultural workshops, day trips, excursions, all of the above. So these customized school tours are really a make it what you want. So if you're a teacher or an educator and you're interested in doing something in Spain where you can really tailor it to your curriculum, please reach out to us. We would love to create a custom school tour that helps your students grow the most. So as I said, these are for students, these are for schools, teachers wanting meaningful cultural experiences, customizable, curriculum-friendly itinerary. So great opportunity if you want to kind of create your own itinerary. So how we stand out as Spanish Gap Year. As Spanish Gap Year, we stand out most in the support and the care that we offer throughout our programs. So no matter if you're doing a school tour, a summer program, a 3-month gap semester, a future leaders case competition, we focus on personal growth throughout. Some of the topics that we focus on and the soft skills that we develop throughout your time in Spain is asking for help or advocating for yourself, time management, communication, and then we kind of section it off into 3 parts throughout your experience. So in the first beginning, we focus on those 3 things. In the second section, we really try to focus on personal accountability, taking initiative, and maintaining healthy habits while abroad. And then as we close out your time in Spain, we focus on being proactive, fostering the relationships and the connections that you've made in Spain, and thinking ahead to what's next. So as I said, this is ongoing intentional support throughout the program. If you're on the 3-month gap semester here in Spain, we will have weekly group sessions where we really talk about these soft skills and we talk about how we can develop ourselves to the best that we can throughout our time in Spain. And then we also have individual meetings with gappers every week to make sure that they're doing well and if there's any other way that we can support them better. So we have the structured group workshops and reflection spaces, the support that adapts, the check-ins with on-site staff, aka me. So there's lots of opportunities to stay supported and continue developing your person, your character throughout your time in Spain. So if you're watching this right now and you're like, oh my goodness, that sounds like so much fun, then I really encourage you to visit our website. It's SpanishGapYear.com. We would love to book a call with you to chat more about how we can create a gap year experience or summer experience or an entrepreneurial experience that caters to your needs and that caters to your goals. You can follow us on social media at spanish.gap.year, or if you're interested in talking via email, you can also shoot us an email at info@SpanishGapYear.com. And if you're interested in learning more and maybe asking some questions in a group setting, we'll be having a webinar on Saturday, February 7th. If you just go to our social media, you can learn more about that and you can get the link to sign up. So yeah, that's a little bit more information about this. So thank you so much for joining in on this. This is our first YouTube Live, so I'm very excited that we were able to hop on and talk a little bit about our programs. Again, if you have any questions, you can feel free to reach out to us. Our website has a call link if you would like to talk online, or if you would like to write in the questions, you can feel free to reach out to us at info@SpanishGapYear.com. So yes, thank you so much, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.